Welcome to today's deep dive. You have brought us a really, fascinating and dense text today, outlining a foundational Christian teaching about Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it is a heavy but incredible topic.
It really is. And our mission today is to explore the profound dynamic this text presents between human imperfection and, divine grace.
Right, because to truly understand the ultimate hope in this text, we actually have to first look at the massive problem it presents.
Okay, let's unpack this, because the text establishes a stark, basically unbridgeable disconnect.
Exactly. On one side, you have a holy, perfect God. And on the other side, imperfect people who, let us be honest, fall short in their thoughts, words, attitudes, and actions constantly.
Yeah, it is a huge gap. I mean, it makes me think of, trying to jump across the Grand Canyon.
Oh, wow, that is a great image.
Right. Like, no matter how much you train or how much you stretch, your personal best is always going to fall massively short of the other side. You just cannot physically make that jump.
Yeah, you would just plummet.
Hmm.
And the source insists on exactly that. That personal merit or human goodness or just trying really hard to live rightly, it can never achieve the righteousness required to stand in God's presence.
Because human effort just cannot bridge that canyon. So the text actually pivots to how the gap is crossed from the opposite side.
Yes, driven by mercy and the steadfast love, God sent his son, Jesus. And Jesus willingly took the punishment humans deserved, basically acting as the perfect sacrifice.
Which creates this amazing dual reality, right?
His death makes forgiveness available, while his resurrection opens the way to new life and lasting hope.
And what I love is how this fundamentally changes the equation.
And what's fascinating here is the actual exchange taking place. Jesus does not just erase the guilt and shame, leaving you at zero. He gives believers a righteousness they completely could not earn.
So he essentially drops them off on the other side of a canyon.
Exactly. He removes the barrier so they can confidently approach God as his children.
Which brings up the ripple effect of this grace. With that barrier removed, how does this theological reality translate into the practical day-to-day life of a believer?
Well, the text emphasizes that receiving a grace like that absolutely must transform a person's actions. It demands deep humility. It explicitly forbids boasting or comparing yourself to others.
Because you did not make the jump yourself.
Exactly. You cannot look down on someone else when you did not do the work. It requires believers to mirror the grace they receive by forgiving others and showing compassion.
So what does this all mean when a person inevitably messes up again? Because human nature guarantees we're going to stumble.
We absolutely will, but the text directs us to a specific remedy for that failure. Believers are taught to trust in God's promises, rather than their own feelings of unworthiness or shame.
Because those feelings of shame will definitely try to take over.
Oh, they always do. But instead of returning to a hustle mentality, they are encouraged to confess honestly, receive forgiveness, and just walk in freedom.
It all just constantly points back to completely removing human merit from the equation of divine acceptance.
Entirely. The source warns heavily against boasting in our own goodness or relying on any personal merit at all.
Which leaves you with something pretty incredible to ponder today. In our modern world that is just utterly obsessed with self-made success and personal branding and proving our individual worth constantly.
Exhausting, honestly.
It really is. So how radically countercultural is a worldview that asks you to entirely abandon your own resume and rely completely on the merits of someone else?